D-Pression, in the style of Beavis and Butthead's opening, if anybody's old enough to have watched them. Double check that my microphone is on. So, enter the darkness. Yes, please. The mouse cursor inside of the flash window, you can no longer see it, but on those menus, it's a very small amount of white static. Well, I say it's a very small amount. It's a good-sized dot of white static, but it is very diffuse. So you just recognize the pattern of the white static moving around rather than seeing a nice distinct area. Anyway, it's been a while since I made a video. I played this game not because I was really that interested in it to begin with, but having played it, it's wonderful. But really, I just wanted to share a couple things right before we get started here. And that is, number one, I have been super busy with work. In addition to my research project, I've had multiple job interviews. I've gone to 2, and I have a 3rd one coming up. And the types of interviews they are, first of all, as a pharmacist, the interviews that I would be doing are about a day long. For clinical pharmacy, you don't just get to go in for like an hour or 2 and do an interview process and then you're done. They last literally 7 a.m. to 4 o'clock in the afternoon kind of deal. 2, my interviews have been for faculty positions at schools of pharmacy. And when it's a faculty position, it's generally a 2-day interview. With usually you'll arrive and then you have dinner the one night and then there's a whole day interview and then there's like another half day or so interview after that. So I've done that twice so far. I have another one coming up. And whatever number I was on, thirdly, fourthly, when you do a faculty interview, they have to gauge how well you can present and how well you can teach. And so you have to give a 40 to 50 minute presentation during the interview. And then you have to answer questions afterwards. So I've had to put together these presentations and then go and do my interviews. And so it has been a big, huge pain. The other thing I really had to share, I just watched episode 20 of My Little Pony, the one with Leap of Faith, I think is what it's called. With the Flim Flam brothers, and I had just recently joined the newly formed Society for Science-Based Medicine, and so I really want to submit that episode to the guy in charge of the society for him to feature in what we call points of interest, which are just little links to articles about homeopathy or acupuncture or anti-vaccine people. So I'm just like, there's an entire episode of My Little Pony that's based around almost literally a snake oil salesman. And it would just be awesome if he were to feature that. Oh, I got tears in my eyes. My allergies are really bad at this time of year. And so if I start getting nasally or coughy or anything like that, sneezy, or any of the other 7 dwarves, that's why. So now for the game proper. You've entered a world of sound and sight and mind. No, you've entered the darkest depths of your mind. Use the arrow keys to move. Well, I'm going to use my controller, and there's a level later that will really give you a reason why. There is supposed to be sound. I don't hear sound. I'm going to open up this. Okay, there is sound going, so that's good. If I'm clicked on the flash window, it won't let me adjust my volume. Not sure why. Oh, that reminds me. There's a website. It's called howdoeshomeopathywork.com. And if you go there, it's awesome. So you say how, H-O-W, does, D-O-E-S, homeopathy, H-O-M-E-O-P-A-T-H-Y, work, W-O-R-K.com. Howdoeshomeopathywork.com. It doesn't. Thank you. I'll be here all night. Jump with the up arrow key. You can climb up walls by Why am I talking like that for this game? You can climb up walls by continuously jumping on them. I want it to be all dark and gravelly, but in reality, the game's called D-Pression, so shouldn't it be more like you can mute the voices? Well, actually, I don't know what depression sounds like when it comes to talking. When you're sliding down a wall, you'll jump the furthest if you simultaneously press up and a directional arrow key. Whee! So I almost made that. Whee! There you go. I'm playing this with a controller because I grew up with a Nintendo, and I am so much more comfortable with a D-pad and buttons like a Nintendo controller. I did play most of this game on the keyboard using the arrow keys, but there was a couple levels where I really needed to be able to put jump on a button on my right hand and keep the D-pad. Oh, he's back. Stay away from him. So now it might be difficult to make out, and I can't use my mouse because the game turns my mouse invisible. But over here in the left corner, you can see a little area of black static that's very similar to me and moves with me. And if I jump, he jumps. And our movements are almost exactly in sync. And so he follows me around, or otherwise tries to prevent me from getting in to the goal. And if you get him in the goal, it ends the level. Oop. Dang it, that's not what I want. Dang it, that's not what I want. I remember how to do this. There you go. That's what I want. He sticks to the walls. He wall jumps just like you. So you want to get him out of the way, because he's a jerk and we hate him. I'm sorry, but it's true. It's not a racist thing either. Oh, what did I do for this one? Yes. Oh! Dang it. There's a couple levels here where I managed to beat them, and just barely. And so I'm trying to recall how I did that. Alright, let's get him trapped right over there. Alright, and up like that. And now, he can't catch me. Ding! And yeah, that's the whole goal. There's multiple ways, I think, of getting him trapped. Oh, I remember what I wanted to do here. Well, I could press R to restart, or I could just do this in a way that works. Alright, get him trapped over there in the corner, and all is well in Funky Town. And these are not the levels where I've necessarily had to use... There we go. He gets trapped on that little ledge, and we go ahead and pop up into the goal. Whoa! That's right, there's this level. Get him over there. Pop on over. And, oh, no. Get over there. There we go. Get him up over there and down. Now he'll be out of our way as we climb up. And then if you just fall down, you'll be ahead of him. And he will be nowhere close to you when you go in the goal. This is another painful one. Get him to go back this way. And what I like to do is catch... Oh, I just missed it. Catch him on the edge. Have him jump right there. There we go. Is that where I want him? I think I did this last time. Have him get up in that corner, and then bring him over here, and then do that. Sweet. Work our way underneath. Oh, he starts off... You can maybe barely see him. He's in the top left corner, and he falls on top of me. So what we need to do is slow him down. I have trouble with the wall jump in this game. See, he's not jumping with me. There we go. That is not where I want him. There, get him caught on the side. Once you get him a little bit stuck on that side, he moves over. Now here, you can look at this and see that the two sides are exactly the same, except for the goal. There's 4 blocks up there, and his goal is slightly further to the right. So if I did this in a way where we both get to the goal at the same time, he hits his goal before I do. So I think... There we go. Get him over there. And there you go. So you can push him off the side, get him further down, and what did I do here? Oh, I think I cheesed this one. So have both of us jump over the top, and his goal is a little bit taller than ours. So you can't just jump once and fall down, because he'll hit his goal a little fraction before you. So you can trick him up a little bit further than you. And that's why I rolled down into the goal just before him. So here I want to jump straight up. No. How did I do this? Oh, I think I remember now. Jump up. Nope. Jump. Jump. That was not it. There we go. Okay, I remember now. Alright, so it went a bit fast. I don't know how to go back a level, but I hold left and I give a tap so that he does a little jump and I go a little bit up the wall. And then when he's in air, he can't jump at all. So I slam the jump button, which lets me wall climb up while he's still stuck in air. And so that gives me that vertical separation I need to then jump over him and get out. Now here's another one. I think what I tried the first time here is that, and it worked. I don't think that's the way that the level's intended to be beaten, having him jump over the goal and then just wall, stick to the wall above it. I think you're supposed to do something tricky and get those 2 blocks in the middle of the room involved, but why do something like that? That just seems complicated. Okay, so here I'm going to wall jump up. Oh, dang it, I didn't get him far enough down. And that is not enough separation. That's another one. See, if you're already on the wall, you, when you jump, will jump less than the guy who's not on the wall because the wall imparts some friction to you. Oh, dang it, I keep forgetting to get him trapped. There we go, now he's trapped. Now this is the level where I needed to use a controller. Because, oh my gosh, wow, I almost rolled over there. There's an area here where I don't really have the dexterity in my brain. So here I can just slam the button and get over these. I don't know if that's as intended, or if, you're supposed to wall jump out a bit and then come back, but from there, come up over here. And there's the part where I forget how to wall jump. So this is the part where I slam the button and come up here, and then, completely fail at wall jumping, as is the way I work. Alright, come on, get over the hump. There you go. You just have to hit the button really rapidly, and you'll go over the slope, and then you'll completely miss the wall jump again. There we go. Okay, that time it sucked me up into the middle. Normally when you play this, after the 5th level you get a achievement. After the 10th level you get an achievement or a medal on Newgrounds. And then this level is called, what is this one called? The recorder. I'm going to have to scroll a bit. What seems impossible? Work with nothing. You don't have anything to assist you. There's no blocks, no asymmetry in the level. So you somehow have to get on the opposite side of this dude, because you cannot wall jump across the ceiling, unfortunately. I was really hoping you could. Nope, that's not how you do it. So what happens is I always mess this up. My brain doesn't want to do what it's supposed to. And it's still not going to work. There you go. So what happens is, like I mentioned earlier, there's friction when you're on the wall, and there's not friction when you're not on the wall. That holds true for the ground as well. So you get up the wall, get both of you guys so that he's in the corner on the ground and you're up on the wall. And then if you just wall jump off and then let go of the controls, whatever your momentum is will carry you further to the right than him, because he's on the ground and the ground will cause friction and slow him down, whereas you're in the air and the friction is less, so you'll travel further. So then once you're on this side, you just go ahead and zoom into the end. Alright, this is another level where I really needed the controller. Alright, let's just do that. Not that that matters. So I don't know if this is the best way to do it, but get over here and I just missed it. The first time I beat this level, I caught the very edge of this block, the block that I'm sitting on, but the opposite side's version of it. Okay, so one, get him back in the corner here, because he doesn't deserve to be out of the corner. How does he keep getting out? I never had him... There we go. Alright, so I tried going all the way up here and then trying to jump, but I always hit the roof. So then I decided... Oh, and there I go, missing the wall jump again. I'm terrible with the wall jumps in this game. Which is weird, because in other games, like in the That ninja game with N, I forget if there's a longer title for it, but AdKit used to play it. I played it for a while as well, and I was much better at wall jumping in that game. There we go. Than I was in other games. And there was a Batman game as well, where I was much better at wall jumping than any of my friends were. Now here you can do the same thing where you get one of you on the ground and the other one in the air and wall jump so that you land on the other side. I've tried it doing it this way. And I probably would have made it right there. There we go. The last time I beat this level, though, I did it the other way. I made him jump over me instead. Now here it says eventually we must let go of our shadows. And so you have to get up here to begin with. Bring him up. Oh, I screwed that up. Okay. Get him up here. Fall. Okay. There we go. Fall down and then have him walk right here and just tap and then to the... Oh, he caught on the edge. That's not what I want him to do. Okay, so just tap, tap, tap. Tap, tap, tap. There we go. And then he falls down the hole. And that's the end of the game. And I actually missed seeing what the very last part of the game looks like, because as soon as I got here, I'm like, oh, the end of the game? I'll record this. And so I went to go get my microphone and stuff and didn't see the ending. Wow, that is some MS Paint looking thing right there. The paintbrush tool just all over. And as we saw when I scrolled down earlier, that's what the medal looks like for winning. So yeah. This game was called D-Pression. It was made by Lucid Shadow Dreamer, and it was created for the Stencil Jam 2014 contest. So hoorah. It is a very fun game, and I think everybody should play it. I think the idea of the depression following you around is... It's nice, but I'm trying to think of if it could have been better executed. It would have to require a different mechanic. Everybody's got their own ups and downs. So a lot of people say, oh, I'm bipolar. Well, you're not really bipolar. Because I've met real bipolar people. Everybody has their ups and downs, their mood swings. The best description of depression I've ever gotten was from Allie, who writes and draws the Hyperbole and a Half blog. If you've never been there before, go to Hyperbole and a Half. You can just Google it and find Adventures in Depression parts 1 and 2, and you can read that. So I don't know if that's how depression works for everyone, but that's how I understand depression because of how she explained it. And so this doesn't quite seem to fit that paradigm. Ooh, you can see my mouse cursor a little bit better because it goes. It's got the little black. You can see it over there on the left side of the left circle. Womp, 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 womp. Get the wub wub cannon. But I do really like the idea of this thing following you around, and if it does manage to overtake you, whether you go to meet it or it sneaks up and meets you, it kind of ruins your life, and you have to restart the level. And the symbolism of the depression hitting the goal before you do, doesn't work quite as well, but I do kind of understand it. So I don't know why I'm trying to review. I'm talking extra. I feel like I'm giving you your money's worth. So there you go. This is D-Pression. It is on the front page of Newgrounds.com. It is a fun game, and you can now see my little wub wub white mouse cursor kind of in the bottom center of the screen. And it was a lot of fun. And I recommend playing it with a controller, but if you are able to do so with the keyboard, all the more power to you. Until next time, bye-bye.